Yes, everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves. Welcome back to a brand new video today. We're going to be looking at the latest news and transfer rumours from the last few days or so. Hope you guys are keeping well and safe. And as always, be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Lots of transfer rumours again to talk about, but some good news in regards to the pre-season tour for Wolves. It was reported on Saturday by the Express and Star that Wolves will be travelling to Alicante in Spain. It said there should be a couple of friendly games over there. And I believe it's going to be sort of second week of July. So we're looking forward to going out there, bringing you lots of content from out there as well. We'll see what we can get up to. But yeah, there's going to be no Molyneux friendly, or traditionally Wolves have always had their final pre-season game at home. It doesn't look like that's going to be the case this year. There's a chance they may go back out abroad to finish off their pre-season, so we'll have to wait and see. But Alicante, I'm hoping the details of this are going to be released sooner rather than later, especially as the Premier League fixtures are out on Thursday. It'd be a bit awkward if the Premier League fixtures are out before your pre-season schedule, but we'll wait and see on that anyway. Let's jump into the transfer rumours today. And a big one since I last spoke to you guys, really, is obviously Joao Palhinha. It looks like his move to Wolves is edging ever closer. We've had a couple of years now of transfer links and rumours with Joao Palhinha. But it looks like it's definitely going to be happening. Obviously, once or if this deal does go through, we'll do a full in-depth video on Joao Palhinha. But it looks like now, for in and around 20 million euros, that move is going to look like it's happening. Of course, Portugal's international duty is now finished. So I'm hoping that this will speed up the process a little bit. But it was said today in reports from Record in Portugal, and a number of sources have also said this over in Portugal, that Wolves are still sort of waiting for any potential move for Neves to leave the club to go through first. Now, there's conflicting reports. I think Tim Spears here in the UK had said that Wolves should have enough money just to push this deal through anyway. You would hope that would be the case, but other sources suggesting that maybe we'll have to wait and see Neves go before this deal gets confirmed. But I'm really hoping that we do see Joao Palhinha confirmed as a Wolves player in the next week or two. Now, another sporting player Wolves were linked with, and slightly looser links, is Matheus Nunes. Now, as extremely talented young midfielder at Sporting, he's going to cost a lot more than Joao Palhinha. It said it's going to cost around 40 million euros for Matheus Nunes. But there's whispers in Portugal. There seems to be reports that Wolves are potentially going to be signing him as well. Manchester City are also interested. We've spoken about that before on the channel. That came from Portugal. Pep Guardiola is a huge fan of him. Nunes said himself, if he were to leave Sporting, he would want it to be a top-tier team, a team challenger for trophies. So I think this would really show Wolves' ambition if they can talk him round and get him to join us here at Molyneux. But it said that also if Neves goes, if Wolves can grab around 60 million euros, 20 million of it would go towards Palhinha and about 40 million of it would go towards Matheus Nunes. So I think both would be unbelievable signings. But Palhinha at the moment looking extremely more likely than Matheus Nunes at the moment. Now, we've spoken about it just now. Ruben Neves, again, we're still no clearer on his future right now, really. There's reports that saying Barcelona are interested, but they don't want to pay the money, which we knew. Then there was a report saying Manchester United had sort of submitted a bid for Neves, and it was a lot more attractive, I'd assume, to Wolves than any offer that Barcelona have given the club. And then it was reported late on Saturday evening that Barcelona don't even see Neves as a priority anymore. Of course, they've got Frank Kessie coming in. They've still got Sergio Busquets. So this summer, Neves isn't a priority. So maybe that opens the door for potentially Neves to stay at the club. I think if we could bring Palhinha and keep Neves, that would be fantastic. Or obviously open the door for him to move to another club. More than likely Manchester United. Obviously, it looks like they're going for Frenkie de Jong. I doubt they'd go for both de Jong and Neves. Maybe Neves is a backup option, or they go for Neves to sort of put a bit of pressure on Barcelona. I don't know. But again, still not very clear on the whole Ruben Neves situation right now. Another midfielder as well is obviously Joao Moutinho. We still have no news in regards to his new contract. It was reported by The Athletic over the weekend that Wolves still have a contract on the table for Moutinho. Of course, he went on his international duty with Portugal, wanted to focus on that. It said that Wolves had given Joao Moutinho a 1-year contract extension on the exact same money he's on now. It said that Moutinho wants a 2-year deal, possibly on the same money as well. For Wolves, of course, Moutinho has been fantastic in the 21-22 season, I've got to say, but if it gets to a point where we're signing the likes of Palhinha, possibly even Nunez, Moutinho's game time is going to get shorter and shorter. And you can't afford, really, to be paying a 36, 37-year-old midfielder 100 grand a week if he's not playing. We're not. The Wolves aren't a big enough club and haven't got the financial willpower to be being able to afford to do that. So it's sensible on the club's part. There's interest, obviously, from abroad, from Moutinho. I think he is assessing his options. But in an ideal world, he'd like to stay at Wolves. So let's see if the club can get a deal done. But I'd assume in the next week or so, we'd probably see a little bit more news on that. Another Wolves player that's in demand is Reyna. Obviously, such a talented young wing-back for Wolves. At present, Wolves, if they were to sell him right now, Angers, his former club, would get 50% of the money. Wolves can buy out that clause, which I'd expect them to do if they were ever to sell Ryan Aït-Nouri. But there's a couple of big teams linked with him. The Athletic had said that Manchester City have got Aït-Nouri on their radar right now. No, Wolves aren't expecting any formal bids this summer for Ryan Aït-Nouri. City are actually looking at Brighton's Cucurella, I believe. But also Chelsea today have been linked with Aït-Nouri. So a couple of big clubs looking at the young wing-back. So Wolves definitely want to keep their eye on that. A lot of money could be made, but at the same time, we don't want to be losing a talented player. Now, talking of talented players, a young player in Spain that Wolves have looked at and have been linked to before is Albert Molero. He's currently playing for Las Palmas, a very talented young player. And like I said, Wolves over the last, I think it was last summer, we were linked with him. Now, Manchester City and Barcelona have entered the race for him. Barcelona got one of their talented young players already from Las Palmas, so they're looking at Molero maybe to bring in another one, really. But Wolves are said to lead the list of teams interested in him. No proposals have been put in as of yet for the 18-year-old, but the fact that Wolves have been linked with him again maybe signifies there is something in that. Aït-Nouri, it was a number of years that Wolves were linked with him before we actually brought him into the team. So maybe that will be the case again with this young man. Now, in terms of strikers, of course, you could argue that it's an area that Wolves do need to improve. Seferovic, the Benfica striker, has today been linked with a move to Wolves. Now, if you remember, just over a week ago, I did a video, and one of the little bits we spoke about was an image doing the rounds on social media of Bruno Lage sat down with Seferovic. Now, at the time, it could have been a number of things. Could it be talking about a move to Wolves? Could it just be two old friends meeting up with each other? Of course, Bruno Lage was the head coach or manager at Benfica when they won the league, and Seferovic was one of his main men. Now, Wolves have been linked with a move today, alongside Fenerbahce, the Turkish club as well, as Seferovic is set to leave Benfica this summer. Benfica want around 10 million euros for him, but at the moment, both clubs are said to only want to pay around half of that. So Wolves and Fenerbahce apparently linked with looking at around 5 million euros. So there's a lot of negotiations still to go there. He scored actually yesterday as well for the Switzerland national team. I believe it was the only goal of the game as they beat Portugal 1-0. So it would be a slightly different option for Wolves to bring in a little bit more of a target man sort of approach. And one to finish us off on, really, a little bit of a strange one doing the rounds on social media today was about Rangers defender Calvin Bassey. Now, again, he's a player that has been linked with Wolves recently, and this image was shown on his Instagram story and was very swiftly deleted. It shows an image of him with a luxury chauffeur service, but the location was tagged at Wolverhampton Wanderers training ground, so not too sure what was going on there, especially as Calvin Bassey today was named in the Nigeria team who were playing in Morocco. So it obviously wasn't today, that image wasn't today, or it wasn't Calvin Bassey. So I'm not too sure what's happened there. It could be a social media team. He could have a management team looking after his social media accounts that's put it on the wrong account. I don't know, but a very strange one to finish off today's video. But guys, do let me know your thoughts on any of the rumours we've spoken about today. But Joao Palhinha looks like the one that is nearest to sign in for Wolves on a permanent basis at the moment. As always, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, guys, and I'll see you all very, very soon.